Hey guys, this is Lindsay with Garage and Reviews. Today we are going to talk about my bread and butter, okay? This is the thing I love talking about. It's how I got my name. I'm just kidding, nobody knows who my name is, but we are going to talk about treadmills today, specifically under-the-desk treadmills, something that I actually really like because there's a lot of people who sit all day long and are looking for some way to get extra movement into their day, extra steps, just keep going. And I think that the list we have put together has a lot of good options on it. Now, I'm only going to talk about 4 treadmills today, but we do have a full written review on our website. We'll go ahead and put a link below the like button. You can check that out if you want to see the other options we put together. But the first one we are going to talk about is the Arrivo. Okay, I have not talked about the Arrivo in probably almost 2 years. It was probably one of the first videos that I did. I was really excited to start this job working here. And so the fact that I get to kind of come full circle, talk about the Arrivo again. And the thing is, like, it still holds up. Like, I reviewed it 2 years ago, thought it was a really great under-the-desk treadmill, and I would say it still probably is one of my top picks out of all of the options out there. Okay, so the first thing that I like about the Arrivo is its overall cost. There's a lot of kind of different cost options. You can find some for around $100. You can find some for almost $500. This is a good treadmill. It's a little pricier. It's around $359, but overall, I do think it is well worth the price for that treadmill. It is a lightweight treadmill. It has a cool design. It only weighs 57.3 pounds, so super easy to move around. The other thing, and I mean, this applies to basically all of the under-a-desk treadmills that we're talking about today, but you can fit it in small spaces. So if you do live in a small space, you need to slide it under the bed when it's not in use, put it in a closet. The entire dimensions on this Arrivo treadmill are only 26.4 inches deep, 53.1 inches wide, and then 5.1 inches high. So overall, a really low step-up point. It can fit easily into a lot of spaces. Now, one thing is it does have a 17-inch wide belt deck. I mean, all under-the-desk treadmill belt decks are not going to be really anything above 17 inches. This does have one of the wider belt decks, so for that, I really like it. It also comes with a 2.5 HP motor, and again, this is probably on the higher side of motor power when it comes to under-the-desk treadmills. We even are going to talk about one today that only has a 1 horsepower motor. Now, you don't really need a high horsepower because, again, the intention behind this is to do a lot of walking, and I think for this one, you might be able to get away with a little bit of jogging because it does go up to 7.6 miles per hour. And that is probably the highest miles per hour that we see out of all of the treadmills we're going to talk about today. But again, it's not like a quality running treadmill, so I definitely wouldn't do a lot of running on it. Last thing about this, it comes fully assembled, so you don't have to worry about any of the assembly process, making it really easy. Basically, once it ships to your door, you can go ahead, unpack it, and start using it right away. Also, make sure you are subscribed to this channel so you can continue to see videos just like this one. And if there is a product that you are wanting us to review, go ahead, drop it in the comments below. Let us know. We'll try and review it. Okay, the next one I want to talk about is the GoPlus 2-in-1 treadmill. Now, it's a really similar design to the Arrivo, but has a couple different features. Also, the price point is only $179.99, so a lot cheaper than the Arrivo and definitely more on the budget-friendly side. It's also super small, super compact. The entire thing is only 48 inches long by 21 inches wide. Now, the belt deck is smaller in terms of width by 1 inch, so it's 16 inches wide opposed to the Arrivo that's 17 inches wide. But really, you don't notice that too much. It does come in 3 different color options. So you have pink, gray, and then black options that you can go ahead and do. Also, the GoPlus 2-in-1 does have a handlebar that easily folds down, but I do like that fact. So if you want to use this maybe in front of the TV or watching a movie, you just want to have a handlebar for safety, whatever the reason, you can go ahead and use that handlebar or go ahead, fold it back down, use it under your desk, and then be able to easily store it under a bed or in a closet. Now, this does have a little higher motor size. It does have a 2.25 HP motor size, but it doesn't go as fast as the Arrivo. This only goes from 0.6 to 0.38 miles per hour, so definitely not something that you can do a lot of jogging on even, because 3.8 is probably a fast walk for most people, but not really a jog speed. The machine weighs 43 pounds, and then it has a user weight capacity of 265 pounds, which for a lot of walking treadmills, that is a great user weight capacity. The last thing that I really like about the GoPlus 2-in-1 is it has a manual incline. So typically I don't love manual incline, but for the sake of an under the desk treadmill, I think it's really easy to use. It's just on the front end. Now it's only going to raise 2% of an incline, but I think it's enough to engage your glutes, your hamstrings a little bit more as you're doing the walking on the treadmill. If you want to go ahead and purchase any of these treadmills that we talk about today, we have placed a link below the like button. When you use that link, it doesn't cost you anything extra. It just gives us a small commission, and really appreciate it when you use that. And also, some of these treadmills were sent to us by the company, but that doesn't change my honest opinion about them. We do have a full video review on a couple of these treadmills. If there's one specifically that you're interested in, go ahead, search on our channel for the Urivo or whatever else, and you can find a full video review on that. Okay, so next is by Sunny Health and Fitness, and is the Walkstation Slim. I've got to say, typically Sunny Health and Fitness uses the most absurd names like SF64T19er Grandma, like something ridiculous that I can never say on the first take. This is the Walkstation Slim, so I actually really appreciate that. Okay, so the overall cost of this Walkstation Slim is $299. And it only weighs 54 pounds. Obviously, all of these are really lightweight, easy to move around, and then fit under a bed or in a closet really conveniently. The entire floor space of this Walkstation is 49.6 inches deep by 21.5 inches wide and then 6.5 inches high. So this is one of the higher step-up treadmills that we see. It does have that 6.5 step-up, but when we compare it to something like a regular treadmill with step-up heights of like 8, maybe even higher, then a 6.5 is really no big deal. Now, this does come with a 1.5 horsepower, and it only goes up to speeds, I wouldn't say only, it goes up to speeds of 3.7 miles per hour. So again, not something you're going to jog on, but it is going to give you at least a brisk walk and like a fast walk for most people. Now, my big call out to this one is that the deck is super narrow. So it's 39 inches in length, but only 14 inches in width. Now, I will say, compared to the Urivo at 17, it does feel like a big difference. And so if you are somebody who has some sort of crazy walking pattern, or you walk with your legs spread really wide, it is something to be aware of. I generally like at least 16 inches in terms of width on an under the desk treadmill. So for me, this did feel pretty narrow. When you go ahead, ship this to your door, it also comes fully assembled, so you're able to use it right away. One thing that's interesting about this is you have to weigh at least 99 pounds in order to even use the machine. So if you're under 99 pounds, the machine isn't even going to start for you. And then it also has a user weight capacity of 220 pounds. So a little lighter than what we see with the Urivo or the GoPlus 2-in-1, but ultimately for the size of this treadmill, especially given how narrow it is, I do think 220 pounds is probably appropriate for that. The last thing I will say is that this safety clip kind of reaches from the bottom. It's probably going to be too short for taller people. So you might have to MacGyver something, put an extra long string on the clip if you do want to use it, because the string that it comes with is pretty short. Okay, the last one I want to talk about is the walking pad. Again, I do have a full video review on this. It is a little different than the other ones we've talked about. So for one, this is a folding design. Now, people are kind of mixed on the comments about this. I actually don't really like the folding mechanism on this, but some people actually do. So I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on about it. I would say the benefit to a folding design is that if you are so limited on space, like obviously having a folding treadmill is going to take up less floor space, and it can fit easily under a bed, in a closet, wherever. However, when I went ahead and moved this, I didn't like it. So it has wheels on the front, and I'm typically used to just kind of like picking up the back end and then wheeling it off. But anytime you pick it up, that folding mechanism kicks in and it starts folding on you. And it just makes it awkward to move around. So you're either kind of like Hunchback of Notre Dame over, like rolling the treadmill around, or, really, it's lightweight. So just go ahead and pick it up and move it. Like, that's what I would do. And again, like the whole thing, it's like 66 pounds. So It's not extremely heavy, and I think most people will be able to easily pick it up and then move it out of the way. This does come with a 1 horsepower motor. This is the smallest of the motor sizes that we've talked about today, and then the user weight capacity on this is 220 pounds. So pretty on par with a couple of the treadmills, but again, nothing compared to something like the GoPlus 2-in-1 or the Arrivo weight capacity. It goes from 0.5 miles per hour all the way up to 4 miles per hour, so higher than Sunny Health and Fitness. It allows you to really take a faster walk, but obviously not great for jogging or running. There are a couple things that I talk about on my full video review of this. So one thing that's interesting about this treadmill is that it has like sensors on it. Basically, you can set it to where it'll automatically increase the speed if you are at the front of the treadmill. And then if you are at the middle of the treadmill, it's supposed to basically maintain that pace. And then if you go to the back end of the treadmill, it's supposed to slow down that pace. I like the idea of that, especially since there's no control buttons around you like you would have on a normal treadmill. You can go ahead and hold on to the remote, but let's say that you have it in front of a TV, like you're just gonna have to hold that remote the whole time. So I do like the idea behind it, but it just didn't function like I wanted it to. Anytime I moved to the back of the treadmill, it essentially shut off on me. And so for that, it's like I kind of have mixed feelings about it because even comments online said like that function didn't work as well. So I'd probably just skip that. However, if you just have it set at a pace, I think it works fine. All right, so if you are somebody who's looking for an under-the-desk treadmill, if you like any of these, let us know in the comments. Or if there's one that you are looking to buy, you want us to review it, again, leave it in the comments. We'll do our best to review it. This has been Lindsay with Garage Gym Reviews. Peace.